What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Double A have here. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, negative comment, all that good shit. Don't just help me help everybody else, because even the negative comments help with the algorithm somehow. So, with that being said, I do want to apologize because there's been like a little gap in the releasing of some of the videos. And that's due to, I don't know why, but recently a lot of my videos, seemingly more and more, are just getting hit with copyright claim after copyright claim after copyright claim. So whenever that happens, sometimes I can release it. Other times they won't even let me release it. For instance, with the last live that I did, sorry if you missed that live. The only way that you're going to be able to actually hear it is if you go check it out through my podcast, Mas Media. That's MAS Media. We have a YouTube channel. It's not going to work on that actually, so omit that. It's actually going to be on the Spotify. So if you Spotify Mas Media, M.A.S Media, you can find it there. And because they're like less stringent when it comes to like these copyright claims and all that other stuff. So yeah, many of the videos that I've tried to release over the past week have not been able to be released. So, I'm trying to figure out ways to avoid this happening going forward, because, honestly what happens is it winds up being a waste of time. I don't want to say a waste of time, but I invested a lot of time in it not to be able to get it to you. So it is pretty frustrating. So again, those are some obstacles and hurdles that I'm going to have to overcome. But I just wanted to let y'all know what's going on. So anyway, this story popped up on my news feed, and it's very unfortunate. Now, I chose to make a video about this because it just goes to show you how quickly your whole life can change. And I'm going to say, not due to you at all. But I don't mean truly not due to you, because you set yourself up in the position that you are in. You set yourself up for the position that you are in life. Okay, so when bad stuff happens to you, or whatever the case may be, you can't say, oh, well, you can't try to blame somebody else. At the end of the day, you put yourself in the position that you were in that precipitated other things happening. Okay? And I cannot emphasize that enough. Life is genuinely and truly what you make it, especially in this country. Now, obviously, there's other countries out there where, life is not what the hell you make it, because life is going to be what the hell they tell you your life is going to be. In this country, you do have options and you have choices, but your options and choices are limited as far as you limit them. And that may sound like a whole bunch of, bullshit and cliche, because, you don't see that on your day-to-day, your daily living, your daily comings and goings. But I assure you, it's as simple as a perspective change, a mind change, that you can actually take control of your life and put yourself in position where you want it to be. For instance, right now, if you don't have any kids, right, and you don't have any on the way, you should be thinking, if you want to have kids, if that's part of your plan. But that's what goes back to my point. First of all, you should have a plan. And if kids are part of your plan, you should be planning their future all as far out as you can, because that is going to be the baseline for your child's life, as opposed to no plan at all, just willy-nilly. Oh, he went to this school. The school wasn't that good, but and then he wanted to joining a gang and all sorts of shit, because I broke up with his mother because I couldn't handle her. You know what I'm saying? All this dumb shit. All of that is a choice. Your choices. So again, we have to realize that we put ourselves in the positions that we're in. And I wanted to use this video to illustrate that, because I believe it's very relevant. And as the story goes, you'll see what I'm talking about.
A little 2-year-old girl is now fighting for her life in the hospital after deputies say her 3-year-old brother got a hold of a handgun and fired.
That child has already been through.
Now, before they continue, as you heard, the 2-year-old girl was shot by her 3-year-old brother. Now, that is super unfortunate across the board, right? And sad as hell. But with that being said, I'm not against guns. You know, I'm pro guns. Obviously, we need to be more careful with guns. Period. We got to be, you know, especially if you have kids around. You know, these are things that we shouldn't have to be saying. This is just should be, you know, a no-brainer. But again, that's what makes it unfortunate. Because the person that was in charge of the gun obviously didn't do or take the proper steps to make sure that the gun was safe and everything was being safe and on the up and up. So yes, I am for guns. I'm pro guns. Well, just in case anyone's wondering why, look, I don't trust the government. One, okay, the government can have guns. I want to have guns too. It's that damn simple. Because who knows what the hell they might try to do or when they might try it. So I'm all for guns. Am I all for, you know, irresponsible people having guns? Not necessarily. But at the end of the day, it's their right. And that's another reason why I'm for guns. Because if irresponsible people can get their hands on a gun, then I definitely need a fucking gun. Okay? So yeah, I'm pro guns. You know, if you're in the state and you can get a gun, I recommend you get a gun. Obviously, don't be a fool with your gun. You know, use that to protect you and your family. All right? Don't use it to be no goddamn fool.
One surgery to save her life.
The shooting happened at a home near the intersection of South Wabash Avenue and West Oriana Street in Lakeland just before midnight Friday. According to the sheriff, 24-year-old Chad Berrien was home at the time with his 2 friends, 23-year-old Cavante Wilson and 23-year-old Roderick Haynes. The 3 friends were sitting on the couch with the 2 kids watching basketball on TV when deputies say they heard a pop.
They immediately looked to see
24-year-old and 2 23-year-olds watching the NBA playoffs, like many quote-unquote black men and young black men were doing this weekend, watching NBA playoffs. So you go from watching the NBA playoffs, right, probably talking your shit, you know what I'm saying, making jokes and all that, having a good-ass damn time, till you hear a pop in the room, and it changes your whole life. Now, I hope that these brothers understand that even though none of them pulled the trigger and their life is going to be changed forever because of this, they put themselves in that position. You know, I could imagine one of these brothers saying, "Oh, that you know, the little kid, what the hell, this little nigga, you know, blaming the little kid, blaming the little kid." Nah, man, he's not to blame. The 3-year-old's not to blame. The 2-year-old's not to blame. It's whoever had the gun, whoever knew the gun was in the house. That blame is on all of them. And you have to accept that blame. You have to take accountability for those actions. And I'm not sitting here saying that they haven't. I'm not saying that they haven't. I haven't heard them speak yet. So I'm not trying to speak on behalf of these brothers. I'm just saying something like this happens, this is what needs to happen. You need to take accountability for that. Because that is your own actions. You did that to yourself.
That the 2-year-old female had been shot and was on the couch, and the 3-year-old scrambled from the living room running and crying to his bed.
Traumatized. That 3-year-old's traumatized after that. You know, and that's not fair. That's not fair to the 2-year-old, and it's not fair to the 3-year-old. It's not fair to those kids. Now, again, I don't know who the hell's kids these kids are, because obviously the one dude's 24, the other 2 are 23. They didn't say if it was his kids or not, so I don't know. But regardless, obviously they're supposed to be supervising those kids, and this is what happened.
Bedroom.
Immediately, the sheriff says they all jumped in the car and headed to the hospital. While on their way there, deputies say a car turned into their path, causing them to crash into the vehicle near Olive Street and Oregon Avenue. A Good Samaritan who stopped to help jumped into action, giving Berrien and the 2-year-old a ride to the hospital.
We served a search warrant. We found that there was some problems at the house and that there was marijuana there.
Berrien, who was arrested on 4 outstanding warrants, was also charged with possession of marijuana over 20 grams.
might have been high when it happened. Look, y'all want to smoke? You know, do what the hell you want to do. Okay, I'm no one's father. You know what I'm saying? I'm damn sure not anyone's role model. We shouldn't be idolizing any man anyway. Okay, if you want to idolize somebody, idolize the Most High. Not me. That is not who I'm supposed to be. I make this channel. I make these videos purely just speaking the truth, objectively how I see it and how I understand it. Him and his boys was probably all high, and next thing you know, the little girl gets shot. Look, am I saying don't smoke weed? No, I'm not telling you what to do, but what I am saying is that you have to be clear-minded, level-headed all the time. All the time. All the time. Now, I get it. You know, a lot of people have, you know, their vices, whatever the case may be. But look, as long as you understand that as a man, you should be level-headed and clear-headed all the time, then you know, do with that as you will. But that's just the reality of the situation. You know, maybe had they not been smoking weed, they would have been doing a better job of watching the children. I don't know. You know, I guess that's just purely speculation at this point. But I'm willing to bet that, you know, that's something that they're probably thinking. You know, oh, well, shit, man, maybe I shouldn't have fucking smoked that, bro. Well, maybe not. You know, maybe not. Maybe them niggas always smoking fucking weed, and that's the last thing that they're thinking about. They're sitting here blaming the other nigga or the kids. Who knows, you know? One can only, again, guess. I haven't heard them speak. I just know that it's very unfortunate that a 24-year-old, two 23-year-olds getting locked up and a 2-year-old almost dying, because as far as I know, she has not died.
Possession of drug paraphernalia and maintaining a house for drug use. Deputies say the gun belonged to Wilson, who's now facing charges for carrying a concealed firearm, a felony, and failure to safely store a firearm.
The firearm that he possessed was a High Point 380, and he stuck it between the cushions on the couch. He should have carried it appropriately.
Between the cushions of the couch. So I don't know if the other two knew he had a gun. I'm willing to guess and say that they did. You know, if they boys and all, you know, I'm sure that, you know, that they knew. But yeah, look, man, you are in control of your life, and that situation that they found themselves in. Now, neither one of those young men pulled the trigger, but they all have to answer for it. We have to do a better job of understanding our surroundings and the situations that we are actively putting ourselves in. Like, for instance, if you walk into a room, you should know, you know, if you're in a room full of your enemies, if you're in a room with potential danger, you know, how many exits and things that there are, you know what I mean? Metaphorically speaking, and literally speaking as well, but, you know, more on a metaphor base. So same thing in life. If you're surrounding yourself with a bunch of fucking shady characters that are going to do things that could potentially impact your life in a negative way, then you have to make better decisions. But I will say this. I will not give credit, but I will hand out this caveat, per se, if you will, which is, I know that a lot of young, quote-unquote, black men, that's all they know. It's not a big deal smoking weed and having a gun. I know that. And sadly, that's just a reality for many. That's why, again, I make videos like this. That's why others like me make videos, because those brothers, they don't understand. So pretty much they're like living in ignorance, you know. Many black people are living in ignorance. And I don't want to go into that whole, like, you know, be woke type shit, because you already know how I feel about the wokety wokes. The wokes, dumb niggas, is the ones that think that they know, but they don't know. All they want to do is talk bullshit about fucking racism all day. That's all the quote-unquote wokes want to do, all right? You got to picture it like this. Imagine you're in your sleep, right? You sleep. You're in a house, full of people, full of your friends and family. And you wake up out your sleep. And it's like, oh shit, like this, oh shit, this shit's on fire. Like, oh my God, like, yo, gotta get the fuck up. Whoa, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's smoke, there's fire, it's hot. You're like, I gotta get the fuck out of here, right? Naturally, you know what I'm saying? Your brother in the next bed, your mother and your father in the next room. You know what I'm saying? You want to wake up as many people as you can, but you also know that you're running out of time. So you have to try your hardest to wake these niggas up and get the fuck out. That's pretty much what I'm trying to do. Like, this house is fucking burning, and I'm trying to wake these niggas up. I'm trying to wake these niggas up, man. Because if not, they're gonna be burned. And they don't understand it. They don't even see it coming because they're still asleep. And that's facts, man. That is facts. And again, it's a shame that things like this have to happen. That it's a shame that, you know, and it's unfortunate that things like this have to happen, and I have to make videos using them as a backdrop to help future brothers avoid this type of stuff. But it all starts with accountability and knowing where you are and what you're doing and what situation you're putting yourself into. But with that being said, y'all, peace.